Welcome to games two of the big game finals. What are we looking at here, Arnie?
Uh, I'm not really sure that you would like to have a Spice Merchant or Sinister Plot for sure with your four. I'm not. I'm probably going for Spice Merchant, and Page seems good to have.
And we just play Page's mole pretty much immediately,
Yeah,
unless you've got
yeah,
four coppers in hand or something, and you want to try to spike five. Um,
yeah. Getting a Capital City or Sentry would be good. Sentry probably before Capital City.
Artificer can be good too for like gaining more pages, and I'm kind of willing to buy as many pages as I can here because I'm gonna mold them,
Yeah,
and then once I'm done molding, once I've got a champion, I'm pretty happy to keep a hero and a couple of warriors around.
yeah. I believe that Warriors can have some good effect here. They are basically all on the draw. Maybe with Artificer Capital City. You can draw a Wishing Well, of course, but it can be unreliable.
Yeah, which is why I think we get the Spice Merchant fairly quickly, just to start thinning the
Yeah,
coppers. I'd like to thin
yeah,
estates,
and Sinister Plot.
but I don't know that there's
Maybe.
ever time to thin estates here.
Yeah, maybe if you get some good time to buy Sentry, but it's not sure to me that you would buy Sentry over Capital City immediately. Maybe Artificer too, you could just gain those pages.
Yeah,
But
I kind of want like it depends on what ends up in the trash. It's possible that like some good cards end up in the trash with warrior, like a warrior or a spice merchant ends up in the trash because someone played a warrior. In which case, I'd be more likely to get a necromancer and then occasionally play it as zombie mason. But I think if I hit two or three, I'm just buying page like the first five times.
just to make sure, if you Necromancer Traveler, you can't exchange it, right? So
Correct.
you
It stays in the
don't discard
trash.
it perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But you get the two card draw, the trash, the attack or the gain gold or silvers or whatever it is you want.
yeah,
And even like keeping a treasure hunter around in this kingdom is not crazy because Spice Merchant is a source of plus buy. So I could see having like a treasure hunter, three warriors, a hero, and a champion. I realize that's a lot of stuff, but there's a lot you can do here.
yeah.
Um,
But preferably, I would like to have Hero over Treasure Hunter, even for Spice Merchant
um,
money.
yeah, probably that's the case because you're over. You've got enough payload and you've got artificer and stuff. Capital City can be draw and coins. Um, I don't think
And if you
Soothsayer
want
is
to
worth
have
it.
some, yeah, and if you want to have more food for it, you can always gain a cache. But I don't really see that happening. But
Oh no, you're
if
right.
you
No,
so wish
I think
to have
hero gaining cash is fine if you have a
in your Olifico pars.
yeah, if you have a spice merchant in hand, you've got a bunch of draw, then hero gaining cash is reasonable. So I did not like this play from the Pixie. I would have played the spice merchant first and then mold the page and bought another page.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
For sure.
maybe she gets sinister plot out of it, which is nice. But I think if you play the spice merchant first, you see that you have three. You play the page again. You'll either hit one or two, and so if you hit one, you're kind of sad. But then you've got a clean shuffle turn four. You could see your treasure hunter very quickly.
Yeah,
Um,
but
Early on, I think the goal here is just trash coppers, advanced travelers.
yeah, I like it too, and get more travelers. I would
That was a
like
really
to have a
suspect sinister plot draw. I think there was a
yeah.
1 in 6
I don't
chance to draw an estate to draw the page. There's a 50% chance to hit Sentry, I guess, and then a 33% chance to draw a estate, which is the worst case scenario. Maybe they feel like they're behind, which I can believe because it does look like they're quite a bit behind at this point with the way their page lied in the shuffle. So maybe they needed to risk it Because if they could pick up an early sentry or hit the page, then they're in much better shape. But as it stands, the Pixie looks pretty far ahead.
Yeah, I agree on it. That's a mole right here.
Yeah. Yeah, no reason to do anything other than mole. And you'll draw a copper and you'll draw at least 2 money and maybe Spice Merchant. And you don't really want silvers in the deck.
Yeah, I was just saying that I would even like to have 1 silver at this point.
You want silver at this point, or you don't?
I wouldn't want to have even 1 silver.
Yeah, I'm pretty fine just waiting till I have hero, and then
Yeah.
getting golds, and then like, all right, I'm gonna buy pages with 2 money until I hit hero.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would like page over silver there.
Yeah, definitely. I see no reason to buy a silver in this kingdom ever. More pages is good.
And with all of those treasure hunters, if you wish to have silvers, it shouldn't be too hurting to do. And with the way this game is played, I don't see them going for high fives, at least a lot.
Yeah, they haven't certainly bought. They haven't. Like, yeah, the Pixie would have only gained 1 silver if she'd played the treasure hunter last turn. So Eddie's again thinking about this splot. If you're taking the splot on 1, it's like the worst case scenario for you. They do get 2 pages, which is nice. I think having extra pages in the long run is gonna serve them well. I really don't understand that sinister plot play. It seems like a waste of a sinister plot here.
Would you like to have a Sentry here? Maybe get rid of those estates.
Yeah, Sentry seems... I mean, honestly, Capital City, Sentry, and Artificer all seem fine. I think maybe Artificer seems best to me because I can discard the estates to get more pages. But it's hard to argue with Sentry when you still have all these estates in deck.
Yeah, or they can at least help you hit your estates later too. So
yeah,
Sentry shouldn't be like immediate threat that you can find anything after you played your turns deck for a couple of turns.
Yeah, and here we got to play the Treasure Hunter as regular. We gain 1 silver, which is not terrible. Again, as you mentioned, we are somewhat low on economy. We're trashing a lot of coppers, so the 1 silver doesn't hurt, and then you can pick up a page. And I stress, I said earlier I would never buy silver, which I think we agreed on, right? If you need a silver, Treasure Hunter can gain you 1. You don't have to waste a buy on it.
Yeah. Yeah, but even 2 silver seems too much to me.
The other thing is sometimes people don't like the buying lots of pages because the page by itself is just kind of a neutral cantrip. But in practice, because there's Way of the Mole, the pages actually can draw you a bunch of cards and help you find your other travelers faster.
Yeah, that's true. I would consider that winning warrior split could be important here with champion.
Yeah, I think... I don't know. I'd certainly like to have 2 warriors. If I got 2 and my opponent had 3, I would not be upset.
Yeah, it's not game I would maybe like art it more there. At least with Way of the Mole, so you can art as many as you like and still keep drawing.
Yeah. Once you've thinned some of the estates out, you risk drawing 3 cards like the Pixie drew here. This is a very bad draw. And there's some bad warrior outcomes here for the Pixie. But Eddie molded the warrior, so that was also a very, very sad draw for Eddie. Wow, they drew the estate with the Spice Merchant and Treasure Hunter. They had to mole it, and now they just pick up another page, I would guess. I don't really see any reason to buy a Wishing Well on this kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, it seems fine if you have 10 of them, so you can just keep guessing Wishing Well, but I don't see you getting 10 Wishing Wells.
And we could see there are 4 possible warriors on this kingdom. So like somebody needs to get a page here because there's at least one more warrior slot open. And
Yeah.
if I were the Pixie, that would be my goal here is to get another page. I've got my champ down, so I'm in great shape. And yeah, pick up another page, look to get the rest of the warriors that you can, and then
Yeah. I think Arctic can work as a draw with capitals too. So Arctic can basically be, if you have a couple of them, a couple capital cities, you can make them as labs.
yeah, oof. I just hate the wishing wells here. I don't
Yeah, I would definitely buy Page over that.
Page seems like a much better card
Yeah, for sure.
because the page becomes a treasure hunter, the treasure hunter becomes a warrior, and then you're drawing two every turn versus wishing well where you're drawing one and a half. And along the way, you could pick up some silvers with that treasure hunter and use spice merchant them for more buys. Necromancer is extra gains, but it's hard to get to work. But you're right. So if you play, so here's the thing you can do: you can play treasure hunter to put silvers in your discard pile, and then you can necro them as zombie mason them to turn them into 3 or 4 costs that you want. So that's the thing you can do.
Yeah,
You can also use Wishing Well to line up Necromancer with silvers or golds or cash or whatever card you have to gain more things. But I'm pretty sure we're just getting up to single province with a little bit of Artificer stuff going on.
yeah, it seems about right.
I feel like every Wishing Well and silver buy are just kind of meandering and missing the big point of the kingdom.
Yeah, I do agree on that.
Maybe they're seeing something
Just
I'm
kinda-
not though. These are very good players. They're playing in the big games finals.
Yeah,
So maybe there's something I'm missing that they have seen. Um,
I can say that Pixie beat me by a good margin on our game.
yeah, and these two played in the final round of Swiss, and the Pixie and Eddie tied 2-2. Eddie, I think I will say, had a little bit better shuffle luck in that match that ended 2-2. So they're very evenly matched players. We can discard 2 estates here, and
Yeah, and maybe
the bottom card is a
Vice versa,
gold
money.
is the issue. So I think you still discard the 2 and just leave the gold on top and be slightly annoyed.
Yeah, I would still like the plus buy over it.
And then I want a page and an artificer, I think is my buys for this turn.
Yeah,
Because I want more draw and warrior is draw.
yeah,
And artificer can also gain something to the top of the deck for
yeah. And other discarding can come in play with Wishing Well, so it could make a plus true card.
yeah, if we discard all silvers into the discard pile, then wishing wells will all draw. But I'm pretty happy to take an artificer and a page here and play for that stuff, and then we can do a little bit of mulling, although we're losing hand size pretty rapidly with that effect, so
Yeah,
we've got to be careful.
yeah. I like Ardy and Page here.
And then I want to arty another page and have a turn where I turn one of my warriors into a hero. So then I'm playing with like 2 or 3 warriors and a hero for gaining golds or gaining cash or gaining whatever it is I need.
I would say gaining cash would be pretty decent here. So your Sparsh mentioned it's almost out of ammo, and having if when you get some more warriors, so out of that page line, that
Yeah.
so you can at least use that plus buy for something.
Oh, Morio points out Artificer can discard 0 and gain a copper as well. So you play the Artificer, discard 0, gain a copper to the top of your deck, and then you've got food for your Spice Merchant if you need it.
Yeah.
So that's a nice
that's
interaction.
actually true.
But yeah,
Yeah, it actually came up in my last match too. I remember being confused
I
about
just
it.
does anyone in chat have any idea what the wishing wells are doing? I just don't see it. Like it feels like the wishing wells have really hurt both players. The Pixie could be much much further ahead if she'd never touched wishing wells. And I'm not understanding what the wishing wells are intended to do because like it seems like Paige does everything wishing wells do but better.
Yeah, and I just checked. So there have been two wishes in this game, and one of them has led to an extra draw.
It just seems like we're so buy limited here. It just seems like a huge cost to yourself to buy a wishing well versus a page, which will become a warrior and maybe becomes a hero and gives you silvers for your. And then the second capital city makes also no sense to me because we have infinite actions. Like Artificer seems like a much better card at this point for both decks.
Yeah,
We can start to gain other stuff with the Artificers. We can do mole stuff. We can. It even, if you have two Artificers, then you can draw with the second capital city. Eddie, by the way, doesn't have any fives in the deck. They have not thinned any estates. They
but
never got a sentry.
they do have three warriors.
They do have three warriors, which is a huge like. We say they had two all those turns. Honestly, the $2 turns that they had buying a page. Page is worth more than Capital City in this kingdom, I think, at this point still.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Because Warrior is the best draw card.
I would like to get even more. I like maybe Ardi and Page here for Ed.
Yeah. What did Ed play hero? When they played the hero, what did they wish for? Oh, they played it as mole. Okay. They didn't get the extra gold.
Yeah.
So for Ed here, I think I'm taking a page now and an artificer. How much money do they have? They have 9 money. This could also be a page and a necromancer. Sorry, an artificer and a necromancer, I think, are the best buys for Ed because they have all these wishing wells, so they can line up Zombie Mason to turn a state into page, and then they can turn one of their warriors into a hero, and the page up into a warrior, and they've got overdraw with wishing well. So
Yeah, I really do like that.
artificer
It's
plus
actually very
necromancer, and they've got plenty of food. They've got overdraw. They're in a really good spot actually now after a bit of meandering from the Pixie.
good. Yeah, I think this looks like Ed's game at this point. But anything can happen. There's no clear winners in my eyes.
Kubu, we have Way of the Mole, so Treasure Hunter does not pollute the deck with silver, and we have Spice Merchant, so we just trash the silver for coins buy, and we need food for the Spice Merchant. So I'm not under like there. I think with all those factors together, that's not a consideration here. Also, neither player is gaining very many cards. They're gaining like 2 cards a turn max, so playing the Treasure Hunter is going to gain you 2 silvers. And we're already seeing the Pixie is running very low on treasures to trash.
Yeah.
Another reason why Artificer is really nice.
Yeah.
I think for Eddie's position, Artificer plus Necromancer does all the things we want it to do. Like Necromancer functions kind of like the Sentry does. Artificer lets you gain that extra page to get the extra warrior. In fact, as Eddie, I would take 2 pages with Artificer over the next turn or two. So I could turn one of the warriors into hero. And I think we see this, like the Sentry didn't really help our pace at all. Because normally Sentry is a really good card for pace. Because it trashes some cards, it gets some cards out of the cycle. But with Way of the Mole, you just buy a cheaper action in Mole, and it kind of, if you squint hard enough, has the same effect.
Yeah. Yeah, Necro. I do believe in Necro that it would have done it better, but Ardi and Page doesn't seem bad for me either.
Yeah, it's just like we have so many wishing wells that the Necro can hit pretty reliably.
Yeah.
We don't want to wish correctly here. Oops. I guess it doesn't matter. We're drawing right. Yeah. Okay. We don't care, or we do. We did care. We didn't want to wish correctly. There's a certain if there'd been 3 cards left in the deck, we didn't want to wish correctly.
Yeah.
So we're always playing Capital City here, discarding 2 estates, and then checking what the last card of our deck is, which I think is a copper. I think the Pixie still had 1 copper, or no, she's out of coppers. This is quite sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of backed herself into a corner here. She doesn't have enough travelers to get a hero.
It looks like must have here.
Artificer and Soothsayer, maybe? Or Artificer Necromancer. I think I like Artificer Necromancer as well for the Pixie here. Maybe turn this last estate into a page. Yeah, that doesn't seem bad either. I think we're at the point where the Necromancer is going to do... Like, again, we've got the Capital City, so we can discard the estates into the discard pile. This is actually an unlucky shuffle for the Pixie. The Sentry was all the way at the top, and the Wishing Well, the Capital Cities were at the bottom, because normally we should be able to trash these estates with Sentry, but after playing Capital City. But I think Artificer Necromancer, we're going to guarantee get some gains next turn off of Zombie Mason. I'm pretty sure we're guaranteed.
Yeah.
With
I would maybe like double out of it, then gaining 1 copper and 1 page if everything goes correctly.
Yeah,
so
but
you can
Necromancer can also gain a page.
Yeah, that's true.
And again, we have Sentry, 2 Wishing Wells, 2 Capital Cities. So 5 of the cards in our deck are capable of inspecting the top card for Necromancer. Yeah, this game just feels completely over at this point. I think the Pixie has sort of lost the track of what needs to happen to make the big deck here, which is as many warriors as you can get, 1 hero, and then various other engine pieces. Like the 1 Sentry, the 1 Capital City are fine, but I think like Artificer and Necromancer are actually gains, and the Pixie's not really buying cards that are gaining us good things.
Yeah, and she's constantly in 8 already. So with no real plus buys, maybe 1, it's not like she needs so much more money with Capital Cities.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what, beyond the first Capital City, I don't know what they're doing, what the Capital Cities are doing for your deck. And
the Soothsayer looks kind of questionable to me, because you can't attack with it because you're champion, obviously.
And what are you doing, gaining a gold and then trashing the gold every turn? Like, that doesn't seem very useful.
Yeah.
Whereas Artificer can gain you a copper, and you can trash a copper every turn, and it's non-terminal, and you can gain other things with it if you want to.
And it also gives some money, so...
Yeah. And it's a draw.
It does what Soothsayer does, but better.
Yeah.
Basically every way.
Pretty much, yeah. So again, we did get we gained a page here. As Eddie, was that the page we bought? Yeah. We shouldn't be buying pages with Artificer. Like, gaining cards that cost 4 or 5 are tough with Artificer, but gaining pages is very easy. So we should be gaining pages every chance we get. So here I would discard 2 estates, gain a page, play the warrior, play the page, and be pretty happy about it.
Yeah, I was actually saying the exact same thing.
And then next turn we play both Treasure Hunters. Maybe we mull 1 depending on how many cards the Pixie gains. But probably not. We've got enough overdraw. I'm happy to have more Spice Merchant food. And then we can next turn 1 of the warriors into a hero and get effectively a 3rd and 4th warrior, 4th warrior. And then, like, again, I think this turn I want to buy... We drew with... How did we end up drawing with Spice Merchant? This is just really unlucky draw order. And again, Capital City feels like one of the worst cards in the deck for Eddie. I would just get another Artificer or a Necromancer, either of which seem pretty nice.
Yeah. If they gain a hero, one capital city could be fine. So it's effectively a draw. So they can gain food for Spice Merchant and get that draw from capital city. But
Yeah.
getting over that seems really bad.
So here we can play the
And
sentry and trash both estates. It's not clear to me that that's good, but we can do it. And we should have discarded 2 silvers. I guess it doesn't matter. We could discard 2 silvers and then wish for them, but... Alright, so as the Pixie, I'm advocating for Artificer here, 100%. And then
yeah,
second Artificer, I think.
yeah,
I think 2
I
Artificers.
do agree on it.
One can gain a copper for Spice Merchant, and the other one can gain something. It's not crazy to me that you actually play with 2 Spice Merchants here. Especially if you get a bunch of silvers off of Treasure Hunter. The second Spice Merchant doesn't seem crazy, but I think I would rather have a Necromancer or a Page beyond that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like with double Artificer, the Pixie's somewhat threatening to come back into the game. Because Eddie has meandered a little bit on the buys, especially last turn.
But,
The capital city Soothsayer
but I wouldn't
gains.
like that. Yeah, I can't say that I agree with that province there.
Yeah, we did finally get the Page,
And
but I do not think the Pixie's deck is capable of double provincing.
yeah, and they are quickly running out of food for Spice Merchant. They have one more silver, right? And then just Soothsayer gaining one gold.
Yeah, so
per
they
turn.
can single province every turn. Well, I mean, they can not play the Spice Merchant for a few turns, and then build up golds, and then play it for a bigger turn later. But, I again, I'm just every wishing well by this kingdom seems so bad. I'm just shocked that there's. You mentioned like the warrior split's a big deal earlier on, right?
Yeah,
There's still a
yeah,
warrior
it's
slot
a lot
open.
of-
Like it's like we could either player could have very very easily gotten another warrior.
Yeah, at least Ed's getting a warrior this turn.
Yeah. If you wanted to buy 2 cards
At
that
least.
help you double province every turn from now on, you buy 2 artificers. Those are the best. And then one of them gains a copper, one of them gains some card of value, and then you've got food for the Spice Merchant, and the Soothsayer can build up golds.
Yeah.
But
I'm not sure I like driving Spice Merchant.
yeah, because here's a question for you: which cards in this kingdom enable you to buy more than enable you to gain a green card? And the answer is Artificer, Necromancer,
Necro.
Spice Merchant, right?
Yeah.
So the Necromancer pile's at 10, the Artificer pile's at 9. And how many
Yeah.
extra cards does Capital City let you gain? None.
0. It doesn't seem very good for me.
Okay, so
Especially when the village effect is useless here, because you don't need any actions. So it's just basically +1 guard. You may discard 2 cards for 2 money. You may pay 2 cards for 2 for 2 cards.
which is fine early on, but now that we have deck control, we're not using that effect very often. So we can discard 5 here and get something cool. Never mind. We get a Wishing Well. So that could have been a Necromancer. I would have been pretty happy with getting a Necromancer there.
Yeah, I like that too.
What do we have left in the deck? We have a Capital City.
Are they right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they played the Artie.
We also didn't. We had to play. I mean, I guess we're not seeing Eddie using. They're still using Spice Merchant for draw, which is a little bit sad. I mean, the Wishing Wells are terrible for draw. They're not good draw cards, and Warrior is a good draw card, comparably, and we took Wishing Well over Page every time we took Wishing Well.
Yeah, and the other page lines aren't too bad either here, so it's a rare kingdom where I wouldn't mind having one treasure hunter, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We could have played the Treasure Hunter first and gotten our 2 silvers. We never did Thin Estates, which is a thing. Yeah, the Soothsayer purchase and the Capital City purchase didn't make any sense to me. And now I think Eddie is possibly behind again, although they have these extra estates, but maybe they're still ahead.
yeah.
But I think...
I would like to have at least one more artificer for that capital city, so it can help that draw.
And then again, the Necromancer can turn estates into things pretty easily.
Yeah.
I guess we discard Spice Merchant. Okay. I'm confused what the Pixie is doing here, but...
Maybe for draw? Yeah.
Do you leave the province on top and you can wish for it? Yeah. Oh, this was a... Okay. Not a mistake. Just a slightly awkward order.
Yeah.
Oh, Wishing Well. I just don't get it. So now the Pixie is officially out of food for the Spice Merchant. That's not gold. So like taking another Oh wait, she's got a Treasure Hunter now.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Wait, did she take the Treasure Hunter? No.
No. Why?
What? Why wouldn't you take the Treasure Hunter? You're out of food.
I can't say that I understand. And if you are not gonna turn the treasure hunter, why even buy the page at all?
I've been saying I want an Necromancer Kubu every turn for the last like 6 turns. Yeah. So I don't know. I see no reason not. The page into Treasure Hunter seems completely obvious to me because you're going to get the silvers you need. You're overdrawing your deck, and you desperately need food for your Spice Merchant to give you plus buy. Oh, you want the Necromancer to trash the Wishing Wells now into silvers. Like the Pixie could have bought Spice Merchant plus cash there. I mean, this is why we wanted a hero, right? Because the hero can gain you cash or gold or whatever. The Artificer can gain you coppers. The Necromancer can turn estates into silvers if you need to or whatever. Like, there's lots of combinations of things you can do here.
Yeah, at this point, I would love to play a hero for cash if I was Pixie.
It's just both... The Pixie has ignored the Traveler stuff entirely, I think. And... it seems like the most strong thing here into Travelers into Artificers.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Artificer hasn't got basically any lava or Necromancer that doesn't get any purchases. But
I guess
I would assume that there should be more artists gone by this point.
I guess you wish for gold. Okay, that was Sentry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Pixie definitely had better early luck, and I think meandered a little bit, or quite a bit in the buys. Eddie, I think, also meandered quite a bit in the early game, but they were able to overcome that by just cramming as many warriors as they could into the deck.
Yeah, warriors seem pretty nice to have here.
So please advance this page, though.
Yeah, I don't. So, how many cards did they gain last turn?
I don't.
So now they could have an extra silver in their hand if they just turned.
Did they not use the Artificer last turn? They gained a Wishing Well and a province, so it would be 2 silvers.
Yeah, so yeah, I missed that.
So Artificer here for sure, and you take a
No.
Treasure Hunter. Please take the Treasure Hunter. Please take the Treasure Hunter. Okay. Did not want to take the Treasure Hunter. The Treasure Hunter just gives you food for your... Like, you could double province next turn if you get a Treasure Hunter. Because you play 1 silver for money and the other one for coins buy, and you've got 4 golds. That's 16 money. You can win the game next turn if you have a Treasure Hunter in your deck. I don't see how it's possible for the Pixie to win the game next turn without... without the Treasure Hunter in the deck, or an Artificer to gain some value.
Maybe Cash could have been up by last turn too, so they could have wanted to have a province.
Cash is dicey because it adds the coppers into the draw now, whereas Treasure Hunter adds the silvers to the end of the shuffle. But
yeah,
I agree with you. Cash also lets the Pixie spike double, and you don't exchange the page then. But yeah, Cash lets the Pixie spike double province next turn. So now Eddie's trying to figure out what's on the bottom of their deck. And I'll say the Sentry has done quite a bit of work for the Pixie. Eddie has still not fully gained deck control.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not drawing deck every turn. Even with all the extra warriors. Although they've got 4 warriors now. I assume you click Wishing Well and then figure out what the bottom card of your deck is.
Yeah, I would assume that's what they're thinking right now.
Looks like we're going to be settling in for a long match here today.
Yeah, that can be very true. But if I can figure out that Pixie shouldn't be able to double province, a province would be very good buy here.
If Pixie hits on every single one of her Wishing Wells...
It should be possible, but
I don't know that we have enough. I don't know that we have anything to trash. I don't think we have anything left to trash. So I think if Pixie hits at every one of her Wishing Wells, we get to 15. We needed the Treasure Hunter or the Artificer or the Cash or something. That being said, it's not clear to me that Eddie can do better than... Are we hitting any of these wishes? No, none of these wishes are hitting, except for the one that was guaranteed. So all the way back when you said Wishing Well's great, if you've got 10 of them, we've got 5 of them, and we're not... Oh, and all of the estates are at the bottom of this shuffle. So...
I'm just going to check how many wishes have gone correctly by this point.
So I think you play the Artificer... Well, okay, we can discard 2, draw 2 with Capital City for sure. Because we've got to cycle through the rest of this deck. And we have 2 warriors down at the bottom here. This should definitely be coins buy. Oof. Taking... I think you have to discard 2 to the Capital City and draw on there because Eddie has no plus buy left this turn.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
And you got to play the Artificer first and see what happens. And then if you're really stuck, you can... Or you can discard... Yeah, you can discard a bunch of cards with the Artificer to gain something that you top deck.
Yeah.
What are we top decking here? So we could discard 5. Discard everything that's not a treasure to gain a duchy. And then buy a province.
Buy everything that's gone down. I would assume that they would just top deck a Wishing Well.
We could also discard 3 estates, province, silver, get a duchy, play the Soothsayer, and then buy a province. We've got an extra gold next turn. I believe the bottom card of the deck is a warrior, so that's a decent start for next turn.
Yeah.
But the Pixie not taking the Treasure Hunter is baffling to me.
Yeah, I can say that I understand it.
Okay. Yeah, so they could have played the Soothsayer if they wanted to. Um,
Yeah, I like that play because basically it shouldn't be possible for Pixie hitting 16 and having two buys. So
if I'm tracking the
now
deck
NC will
correctly.
be in a really good position. Yeah, maybe if everything goes well, they can discard with its capital city. They have three, right? So 6 money. If they if they trash a gold, they have three left. If everything goes
Maybe if
land
all
right.
three capital cities discard for money and we get back around. I just don't know how we get back around without using the capital cities for draw.
Yeah, it seems a
Like
bit impossible for me.
we have to take coins by. Yeah, we just are losing. So now the Pixie's double dutching this turn, I think.
Yeah,
Which
it
I don't
seems
actually
like
like. I think I want duchy cash this turn. Is that crazy?
yeah. No, I would really love it. It's like one of the better ways of hitting good price points next turn.
This bottom card
But
should be a province.
yeah, I don't think it should be too unlikely for Ed to buy at least a single province, probably a province
Yeah,
duchy.
but double seems pretty tough.
Yeah,
So we discard two golds. What are we doing? Okay, we discard two. This was, I think if we discard both golds.
I think it was maybe better to
This has gotten
province
messed
the
up
single first.
because now we
Yeah,
trigger a bad shuffle. If we
yeah,
discard two golds, then we capital city discard two golds, then Wishing Well names gold, and we get a clean shuffle out of that. All right, so to me, this is duchy plus cash. It's so strange.
yeah. It's not often that you will be wanting to buy cash.
Well, it seems like the best card here.
Yeah, it's it's strange, but I admit it.
Well, they had a splot down, so
It's,
that helps. Have these players been taking
yeah,
the splot like every turn?
yeah. They have basically been using it for +1 card most of the time.
You got to be building it up, I think. Like if the Pixie had a splot of 5 or 6, like the turns have not been so impressive that like if the Pixie had a plot of 5 or 6, then there is really a threat of double because you don't have to draw with any of your capital cities. But
Yeah, and
the whole
it
game, these
looks like a
players,
very bad hand for Pixie.
it's not terrible. You've got a warrior on top.
Yeah, but
Eddie's not going to
yeah.
province here, I don't think. So
Mm.
yeah, as it
I
is,
wouldn't find maybe too strange. Uh,
I guess you top deck a Wishing Well now,
for yeah,
and then gain a gold, buy a duchy, or do you discard 5? You can discard 5 and top deck a duchy, and then buy a duchy.
yeah, it doesn't seem too unreasonable.
You've got a lot of draw left in the
Um,
rest of your deck.
yeah, definitely not province here.
So here's the thing with Sinister Plot and Artificer is, like, in the best case, you have a really big Sinister Plot. You're threatening to double province with Artificer very easily. If you have, like, 5 or 6 on your Sinister Plot, the Artificer is really a threat to double province. Whereas
Yeah,
you keep doing these 1 and 2s, and the Artificer is at best a duchy. And I haven't really talked about that because it's never gotten very big because they've both been taking it seemingly every 2 or 3 turns. But there's certainly an argument to just kind of leave your splot for a long time. Turn 11, Eddie drew 1 card off of a Sinister Plot when they had a Wishing Well in hand. I mean, I guess they felt like, and there's also mull. So like, if you have an action in hand and you don't like your starting cards, you can mull.
yeah, at least on the.
So here we
the
can
order
mull the
we were
Soothsayer.
looking for.
Yeah, I mean, like, it wasn't great, but the turn continues.
Yeah.
We can even mull the Spice Merchant now, probably. We don't even have a most common
No,
card
see.
in the deck. We have 3 of a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Ugh, the page still. It's killing me.
I. Yeah, the page has actually done more damage than good. No.
The page has been like, yeah, the page has been actively bad. This is like an atrociously bad turn though for the Pixie. But
Yeah, I think you discard for money and more.
discard for money and mull the
Right.
Spice Merchant.
Yeah. At least I can
Yeah.
believe.
The Pixie could easily have 3 warriors if all of these Wishing Wells had been pages.
Yeah.
And
And that would also mean Ed would have maybe 2 or 3 too.
yeah. Well, I mean, the game would have been over if the Pixie had gotten 2 warriors already, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree on it. Or Artificer.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, this is all kind of played out in slow motion the way we thought it was going to 5 turns ago.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
yeah, I think I liked your thing of not drawing with the capital city and then um, not drawing with the capital city and then
Yeah, you would have the same amount of cards in your hand
yeah,
and still some money, and because now it seems really hard to hit anything for Pixie here.
yeah. This is basically just a complete dead turn, unfortunately. And the shuffle's not great either.
Yeah, those are green cards on top, maybe,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, they have to draw.
Okay. Now please take the treasure hunter this turn. No.
No.
Okay. Well, now Eddie can just, in theory, double Dutchy, and then I think the game is over.
Yeah, at this point, I believe you buying a province should be pretty fine if they can't get anything else for it,
Although
because
their deck just completely
it
fell
doesn't
apart
seem
too.
like. Yeah,
Um, maybe double Dutchy is going to be outside the realm of what they could do here.
I I think they should have played the fishing well before a warrior there,
Certainly,
right?
certainly, yeah,
3 cards.
yeah, yeah.
Because guessing 1 out of 17 cards.
And even if you get it wrong,
Like something.
you play this. You're gonna get one of the 2 wishes correct, no matter what.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a wish. We found a silver.
Yeah, they can hit province here. I would like to hit province here. I
Just take
wouldn't
one
believe
province.
in Pixie getting. Yeah, I don't believe that they would get a province and a duchy. And who's starting this game? Ed is starting.
Ed's second
Pixie,
player.
yeah, Pixie starting. So Pixie tying wouldn't even get them winning. They would still lose.
Yep.
So yeah, it's impossible for Pixie to win this turn, right?
Yeah. I think you actually draw this duchy with a wishing well to increase your hand size
Yeah.
for future capital cities, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah, I
Um,
like to.
so there's basically, I mean, I don't actually know why the Pixie's playing on here. I'm not certain what the Pixie could do. They can duchy this turn and then province duchy next turn. That seems impossible. Like Eddie can buy 1 duchy, I'm pretty sure, no matter what.
Yeah, they can just sinister plot and use the target. So it's 100%
So we are
does if they so want.
seeing now the Pixie's deck sort of do what it is capable of on a good draw turn compared to last turn. I think she was bound for a dud one of these turns given the makeup of the deck with all the green cards. And it wasn't that unlucky when it happened. And Eddie has had his fair share of duddish turns. The bottom card is a 3rd duchy, I believe. I believe the bottom card is the 3rd duchy.
Yeah. should be.
Boy, though, I think if the
There,
Pixie had taken the Treasure Hunter or a Cache or an Artificer one of those last couple of turns instead of a Duchy, then the game is completely different. And she's got a chance to win with double province pretty easily. Before you start, the issue is once you start Duchy dancing, then the Wishing Wells get a lot worse and the deck gets a lot worse. And so you kind of want to try to go for that double province spike before you have to add all the Duchies to your deck and make them worse.
Yeah, and
Well, I was tracking the
Wishing
Pixie's
Well
deck.
wasn't very good at. Yeah, it wasn't very good at the beginning too.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't really say there was a point where it was a good card to have.
Yeah, so here we play Capital City. We discard 2 provinces. We play Soothsayer. We trash gold for coins buy, and we buy a Duchy estate, and hope Eddie only gets a Duchy, and then we can go province and 4 states. Wait, that's this is completely over.
Yeah.
Eddie is basically guaranteed with this hand we're looking at to see a Duchy, actually, because they can just discard their hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking about
The Pixie
that
needed
too.
to get to double Duchy here to have a chance to win. Oh, if she draws a gold, she does get to double Duchy, actually. Okay. So we've seeded a very, very bad shuffle, but we've made it at least winnable for ourselves.
Yeah, doesn't look too impressive too. With Mole coming again in clutch.
Yeah, at least this is all of our Duchies, or 4 of the 5 Duchies, so we can.
I think I would like to have played Artificer before the Wishing Well.
Kubu, she can only
So
double
you
Duchy
increase-
if she gets lucky and has a gold before the Duchies. So there was like 50-50, I think, to double Duchy there. Maybe a little bit, maybe 60-40 or something like that. Is there something fancy we can do here with Mole, with... I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, me neither, really. And I wouldn't.
If we had something on top that we could put something that cost 5 on top that we could put that was really strong, and then we could mull into it. But I'm not seeing what that would be. And we could discard 5 in top deck cash. That seems terrible.
Yeah.
Also, if Eddie had a single Necromancer in this deck, we have some serious opportunities to mill a province and win.
Yeah, I do agree, and I definitely would have liked to play that Artie before Wishing Well to increase your chance of hitting something with Wishing Well. Because now again, every card matters. Just it doesn't look very likely they will hit.
Taking a Capital City, and now we're mulling this.
You can discard for 2 and more. Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
We're mulling the Soothsayer. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't mull the Soothsayer.
Yeah.
We're never gonna draw the gold,
Actually, yeah.
right?
Yeah. I don't.
How likely is the Pixie to
understand.
province next turn, though?
I think this has happened a couple of times where they paid for the draw very unnecessarily, in my opinion, instead of just drawing more.
Yeah, so this should be play Soothsayer, Mole, Spice Merchant, I guess. Or maybe this is better.
Yeah,
maybe
I think
maybe
for money and small.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that what they did is good. So discard 2, draw 2,
Discard for money.
hope to find some gold. There's not that many golds in the deck to find 2 of them. In fact, there's only 3 golds out there right now. And the Pixie has 2 of them.
I think-
But we got there.
Yeah, they won. Yeah, but I think they would have got there earlier if they just mold the Soothsayer.
Yeah.
Earlier, so they would have the money from that Capital City.
Yep. All right. Well, that was the end of game 2. We're tied at 1-1 going into game 3.